Well, here we are. We are now doing some Jhope. Because honestly, I feel like that out of all the members, he's probably the one that I've checked out the least in a lot of senses. So, yes. So, one more thing I forgot to say is we're going to do something a little bit fun. We're going to do something every single week until Hobby comes home. That's something of his. So we can keep celebrating his, it's like a countdown until he comes home. That's another thing too. Should be pretty fun. So anyway, this is Jhope with Jcole. Who would have ever thought? My nephew, he's very into Jcole. Okay, just making sure I have this subtitles on. Next in line to come home.
Every time I work, every time I run, every time I move, as always for us. Every time I live, every time I love, every time I hope, as always for us. 내도 빠른 선택걸어 anywhere J in the air 가는 길이 희망이 되고자 하연하고 태어 Even my world was made of your love in your face 보다 볼라 저 멀리서라도 나비가 돼 Just walk lightly whenever you want Go on hopefully wherever you walk 누군가의 숨이 깃들여 있는 거리 내 영혼과 영원을 담을게 everywhere Every time I walk Every time I run
This is
Every
nice.
time I move As always for us I look, every time I love, every time I hope, it's always for us. Every time I work, every time I run, every time I move, it's always for us.
That's like the part in the Joker.
Every time I love, every time I hope, it's always for us. Yeah. Oh hell, the mighty survivor of hell. Plopped down from heaven to sail. Holy water that I scooped from the well. Fought tooth and a nail just to prevail. Monster ruthless as I move through the field. Feeling worried, in a hurry like a 2-minute drill. To make a couple mil off a lucrative deal. Selling train of thought, name an artist who could derail. You never see it like a nigga hula hooping in jail. I got a friend smart as fuck, but he's stupid as hell. He swear to God ain't real, since it ain't no way to prove it itself. As if the universe ain't enough. As if the volcanoes ain't erupt. As if the birds don't chirp. As if a trillion nerves don't work in a human body. Shit, who would I be without the creator of this theater beside me to gently guide me? Some days I wonder if I need to pick a different hobby. I'm deep in with this rapping, that's all a nigga know. I never did nothing better, it's hard to let it go. But like a father watching his daughter walk down the altar with tears in his eyes, you gotta let her grow. And so I shall, but first I've been honing my style. Coders around with more quotables than what the quota allows. You see a top 10 list, I see a golden corral, nigga. As the moon jumps over the cow, I contemplate if I should wait to hand over the crown and stick around for a bit longer. I got a strange type of hunger. The more I eat, the more it gets stronger. The more it gets stronger. I said the more it gets stronger. Jhope, Cold World. Every time I walk,
we need more.
Every time I run, every time I move,
we need a full album of this.
Every time I look, every time I love, every time I hope, it's always for us. Every time I walk, every time I run, every time I move, it's always for us. Every time I look, every time I love, every time I hope, it's always for us.
Wow, okay. Yeah. Wow. You know, the interesting thing is, the truth is, that I always have to say, and this is what I feel like is so sad. I feel like when it comes to rap, it's probably one of the most effective genres of introspection and just allowing you to kind of go into this more introspective, thought-provoking way of music. And I feel like that so much of it is just not utilized very well. And I mean, I understand it's got a lot of other culture and significances in other ways, but man, when I listen to this, I just think to myself, man, it makes me just immediately start thinking about my own life. It does. When it's good, it's so good.
Hobby. I'm deep in with this rap and it's all a nigga know. I never did nothing better, it's hard to let it go. But like a father watching his daughter walk down the altar with tears in his eyes, you gotta let her grow. And so I shall, but first I've been honing my style. Coders around with more quotables than what the quota allows. You see a top 10 list, I see a golden corral, nigga. As the moon jumps over the cow, I contemplate if I should wait to hand over the crown and stick around for a bit longer. I got a strange type of hunger. The more I eat, the more it gets stronger.
I really think that for me, in the Jcole section, that is probably the part that I think resonates with me the most.
I contemplate if I should wait to hand over the crown and stick around for a bit longer. I got a strange type of hunger. The more I eat, the more it gets stronger.
Interesting. You know, the thing that I find so interesting as I get older too, like, I find it really hard to allow myself to do kind of that thing and just know when to pass on things and when not to, and just kind of understanding that, you know, you're still in it. You know, there's still a fight. I think that's so, it's so tricky, but I think he nails it perfectly. Just, you know, sometimes you're still motivated to do it, and I think that a lot of times it's just best to let yourself continue onward. And actually, for me, when it comes to J-Hope's part, this spot right here is actually the part that I liked the most in terms of lyrically speaking.
Go on hustling wherever you work. 누군가의 숨 깃들여 있는 거리 내 영혼과 영원을 담을게 everywhere. Every time I work.
There's just something about that line.
Whenever you want, go on hustling wherever you work. 누군가의 숨 깃들여 있는 거리 내 영혼과 영원을 담을게 everywhere. Every time I work. Every time I work. Every time I move. As always forever.
It, like I said, there's just something that's so real and like grounding about rap. And when I find a rap that I like, I actually generally kind of do sit down and let myself digest it a lot. And this is one of those songs. I am so impressed with J-Hope's solo music. It's always one of those ones that I'm like, you know, because the truth is, you know, Namjoon and Yoongi, they were the rappers. They did the underground stuff. They're the ones that kind of had the background in this. And every single time that I do a song from J-Hope, I'm always just sitting here thinking to myself, what a unique way of doing this. And you know what? It's kind of, I think it's something that, one, he's probably learned from the other two. And then two, I think the other thing that is just the fact that that wasn't where he originally started. And I think that actually gives him a different perspective in writing lyrics. But it's beautiful. It really is. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this, and we'll discuss this down in the comments below, shall we? Have a good night. Night. Wow. Have a good one.